Men who suddenly lost your interest in someone but for a weird reason. What was it? She accused me of cheating on her in a past life. Every time I would stand close to her, I could smell piss. I thought maybe she was going through her periods or some UTI, but the smell was consistent for days. And very strong. I just couldn't associate such a pretty face with such smell, so I backed out. Also, some people say I have a strong sense of smell, so that could be it as well. She spat in her hands and rubbed them together because she needed to wash them. I cannot describe the colossal speed at which that switch turned off. She didn't hold the door open to people just meeting her at the door. Would let it slam on people behind her. Didn't do the little thank you wave to other cars that let her out. Didn't say please and thank you to serving staff. She wasn't overtly rude. She just had a bit of a me vibe. They smelled wrong. My mate ghosted a girl simply because he didn't like her cadence when she spoke. This was me, but heard from a family member about their coworker. Apparently this guy was happily married with kids for years. Then had a stroke. Sadly, he instantly hated his wife and his kids. And got a divorce. Complete personality change at work too. That, as a husband and father, scares me if it happens to us. Her ditzy and naive behavior was really cute at first, but eventually I found out she really was that dumb, and dating her would be exhausting. This whole thing is like a Seinfeld episode generator. I'd been talking to this girl in class one thought was really cool. We ended up going for a bite after class one day and she suggested we go hang out in my dorm room. Hell yeah. Then she took off her glasses and she looked exactly like my mom. It was so jarring I excused myself to the bathroom to regroup. But when I came back I couldn't unsee my mom's face on her. I made some lame excuse and went back alone. I felt bad about bailing on her, but I also, how the hell would I tell her the real reason? Either she thinks I'm a weirdo or thinks I'm saying she looks like she's in her 50s. The way she treated her children. Her boy was permitted everything and her daughter had to follow very strict rules. She asked really precise things about our future. Worst part was she would talk me through building our future house. Which color it should be. How she wants the kitchen to look like. No ma'am. This is our second date. Relax. She came over to my house and offered to cook. I bought the groceries happily. Then she proceeded to cut up the chicken in my nice non-stick pan with my shun knife. She made a comment how the pepper looked so tasty. I told her that's not pepper. That's Teflon. Never even talked to her after that. She chewed with her mouth open. In biology class she kept laughing while stabbing a dead frog that we were supposed to dissect. She had nasty toenails. Dirty acrylic nails. We were sexting back and forth. Then one morning she just sends me a photo of her tits covered in some other guy's load. We weren't exclusive, but nothing I'd said implied I'd be into that, and it 100 killed any interest I had in her. Gave me a good point to empathize with women not wanting surprise dick pics. Even from guys they're seeing. Though. Moving way too fast. 1. Maybe third date. Hey, I'm moving to LA and you should come with me. Another maybe second or third date. I'm not on birth control and have the mindset of if it happens, it happens. Another 3/4 date. We should get a dog together. I told each of them I think we want different things. Went on a few dates with a girl who by all means was a perfect match for me. Kind-hearted, funny, hot, and super into gaming and anime. On our third date we did a double date with her ex-boyfriend who I was friends with and his new girlfriend. He brought up a story about a time she shit her pants and she chimed in and told the whole story. Immature me was super grossed out and lost all attraction. That's probably exactly what the dude wanted to happen. Looking back, I cringe at the fact I dumped her. Her biggest flaw was that she was willing to tell a very embarrassing story in front of me. Lol. What an idiot I was. Way back in college, I was doing some training for a call center job, and there was a super beautiful girl in my class. We got divided up into groups for something and got grouped together. Pretty much the first thing she did was start making fun of our disabled coworkers in another group. And on top of that, she was dumb as a bag of rocks. Seriously, one of the most dumpster fire personalities I've ever encountered. Didn't return the shopping cart and left it in the middle of the parking lot. She went to ride a train, and after a homeless guy walked past, she screamed, "You fucking stink." Felt bad for the homeless dude. She told me she was pregnant and it was mine. 2 days after sleeping with me for the first and only time. Then proceeded to tell me she had a boyfriend. I should have twigged earlier, really. She flew from Norway to sleep with me and flew back the next day. She smelled like soup. She would have a strong strawberry air freshener in her small flat with no windows open and served me hot sausage casserole. She kept using the word ick, really bugged me. Her dogs were horrible, loud, out of control, no sense of personal space. Wouldn't listen. She'd just laugh it off and call them her sweet little boys. Nope. Deleted as soon as I left her place. She told me she doesn't buy electronics in certain months because of the zodiac signs. Very cute girl. Very sweet. Really liked me. But she looked way younger than she was, and I worked for middle schools. Her features were too close to the students and it made me feel weird. Went on a date and somehow the topic of the Alamo came up. For some reason, she mentioned how crazy it was that the Texans won. I was like, I'm pretty sure they all famously died after putting up a very brave fight. She immediately argued that I was wrong. I thought about backing down, but I just knew I was right. So I stuck to my guns. Eventually, we looked it up, and lo and behold, she was wrong. She was clearly upset for the rest of the date. Surprisingly, she wanted to see me afterward for some follow-up dates. But I just couldn't get past her inability to be wrong. So I made up some excuses and bailed. I started dating this girl and realized she took 2-minute showers and didn't really clean herself. She would stand under the water and effortlessly rub soap on herself like a child. It's almost as if she hated showers. Never once saw her scrub her feet or anything. Nonetheless, she didn't wipe the best either after taking a dump, and I'd be lying if I said there wasn't lingering poop smells during sex. Hygiene is important, my friends. Nothing better than someone who loves to take care of themselves. An elderly gentleman fell in front of us. He took a nasty fall. She found it hilarious. Instead of helping, she just stood there laughing. I helped that person out and I felt so embarrassed for her behavior. Also, that was the last time I saw her. It was a major turn-off for me. I went to the grocery store with her and it turns out she was one of those people with no awareness. That is in everyone's way. So I'm telling a girl I've been seeing for a few months now that I can't go to the gym cause I'm sore from skateboarding. I've been skating my whole life. She says I shouldn't be sore cause you just stand on it. When I attempt to tell her skating is rather physical, she cuts me off and reiterates, no, you just stand on it. Never saw her again. When I was about 9 years old, this new girl joined the class and took a strong liking to me immediately. I'm talking forcibly kissing me in the playground. I didn't mind. Telling everyone she's going to marry me. One time actually straddled me on the playing field and knew what it meant. Which in hindsight is a bit worrying. Anyway, she was super into horses. My name is Paul. And she wrote me a note spelling my name Pole. Like foal. I ripped up the note and never spoke to her again.